Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Today, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly chapter review of One Piece, chapter 807. So, we have another week with really no clarification to where Sanji went. Now, we did get some information, but we didn't really get clarified on what exactly happened. So, let's talk about the stuff we do know after this chapter. For one, we know Sanji is not captured. Number two, Sanji left a note. So, we know he's not captured. He left a note, and he is doing something else, and you have it to where, like, Luffy's like, oh, he left a note and all that. He's not captured. We shouldn't really worry. So, it seems like Sanji isn't, from what we can assume already, he's not in trouble, but it is still something very concerning. Like, what is really going on with Sanji? Why was Nami acting like she was? And why is she still acting like there's something going on here? And, I mean, does this really have to do with the affair of the bounty situation with Sanji wanting to be kept alive instead of dead or alive? There's many questions that are rotating around Sanji right now when it comes to the reasons why he's disappeared. But for now, getting off of that subject, let's look at the other things. For one thing, let's talk about Jack. Jack is confirmed to be a mammoth devil fruit user. Now, I want to actually compliment all the Chibits and everybody that has done some theories on what they thought Jack was going to be with his devil fruit. Like, I saw many Chibits the past couple weeks ago when they were talking about Jack. They were saying, in before Jack becomes like a mammoth. For instance, like, he's a devil fruit user that is a mammoth. I saw a couple of Chibits saying that in the comments, and I just want to say, my hat's off to you for being able to guess something like that and to see how Jack was a mammoth and how he reveals that at the end of the chapter. Pretty damn cool. So, Jack right now, he wanted to go to Zou for one reason. This reason was to get this person called Raizo, which is a ninja. Now, here's the thing. We don't really know exactly if Raizo is a man or woman. We really don't know. It's not really clarified. But for one thing, though, we do know is that's probably why Sanji had to leave. If it's not to do with his bounty situation, it's probably because of Raizo. Here is my guess on this entire matter, or my theory of what I think is going on. Let's say Raizo is a female ninja. We know how Sanji is. We know how Sanji is when it comes to women. If Jack came there to grab Raizo, interrogate her, do whatever, and, you know, Raizo was a woman, of course Sanji probably would step in and try to save her and steal her from Jack's hands. So I'm willing to bet that maybe Raizo is a female, and that's kind of why Sanji's up missing. He's probably going there to go save Raizo and then also bring him back, and in which it might lead Jack coming back to Zou and becoming one of the main villains of this arc. Now, there is still a possibility of Weeble popping up and being the villain of the arc, but that is another possibility with what Sanji is doing. Now, if it's not that, it's probably because of his bounty. Now, another thing too, there was quite the comedy in this chapter, which I think really suited the overall vibe this arc is giving. It's a very different type of arc from what we've gotten recently, because it doesn't have it to where we already know everything. Like, we don't know exactly what is really going on here. I mean, the main core subject of this arc so far is mainly about the aftermath of what has happened with Jack, and also what happened to Sanji. That's kind of what's going on here, because, I mean, you have it to where the island's celebrating the Straw Hats. It's kind of what you would see at the end of an arc. For instance, after an arc ends, you know, everybody gives, you know, the Straw Hat Pirates, like, some form of festival or feast, like, where they have food, and that's kind of how the arc wraps up. And that's kind of how it looks right here. It's like the arc is starting with a feast, when usually that's how our arc ends. So it's a very different feel to it, but I wonder exactly what the main objective of this arc is going to be, besides, you know, probably fixing certain issues, maybe retaining to ninjas and samurais, which is very funny, by the way. I like how Oda set this up, because as we know, Kinemon and them, you know, they're separated from the Straw Hat group at the moment, and they don't really know exactly what is going on. For instance, how the, you know, Zou, the people on Zou might actually not like samurais or ninjas because of what Jack did. So that's pretty cool to see that as well, because, I mean, Oda set that up to where there's probably going to be some form of drama or complications in the future, and it might have to play in with Raizo. Now, Momo's situation, that is the thing I want to talk about right now. There was some dialogue in this chapter that kind of hints at what might be going on with Momo. as we heard, the minks only love eating animals that have scales and, you know, animals that don't have fur. They only like eating that type of meat. So this implies all sorts of lizards. And as we know, Momo, he's a dragon, so you could put him in the lizard category. And he doesn't really know how to control his devil fruit, if we think about it. So, there is a possibility that the mink tribe might have tried to eat Momo and might have hurt him in some way. So, I feel like also that's probably what Oda's trying to imply with that dialogue from the mink tribe, which leads into what happened with Brook. So, Brook was getting nibbled on by the mink tribe, which was like, whoa. Just like, whoa. So, Oda threw in that type of, that comedy. I was like, whoa. So, Brook was getting chewed on by some doggy mink tribes. I'm like, okay. Let's just roll with it. So yeah, I mean, the chapter of One Piece this week is pretty chill. A very chill chapter. I enjoyed it, getting to find out a little bit more information about Sanji. Hopefully we actually get to get the real evidence, or get to see the note of what Sanji wrote. Like, I want to see what he said. And also, where's Caesar? That's another question. Where the hell is Caesar? Like, I mean, if I'm wrong, please forgive me, I might have missed it, but where the fuck is Caesar? Caesar's gone. Like, where the hell is he? We saw them escape Big Mom. And so, where is Caesar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.